Oh, hi.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for clicking on our faces. We're here tonight to give you the Invincible season 2 after show that you deserve, right? We're talking about episode 6.
Ooh,
Just came out today, fresh on our brain, so let's get to chatting, right?
let's
Um
talk about it.
hold on, let's get it here. So we have our main crew, our Guardians of the Galaxy B team. They're up in still on that planet, right? Still trying to um, fight off those starfish aliens, right? And it's still having a bad time. Our boy alien, what was his name? Martian.
Yeah, Martian. He's supposed to be Plastic Man, but I forgot what they called him.
Yeah,
We'll just call him Plastic Alien.
he um he had to take over where Adam Eve kind of dropped the ball because she was putting in so much work
Right.
of this force field around everyone. Luckily, he pretty much he got the job done for the most part. Two little things he did sneak in. We'll get to that later, right?
Huh.
Um,
Those things were so damn smart, though.
yes, we see exactly how smart and sneaky they really are. But
Mhm.
elsewhere, back on Earth, we're back
Oh
to
man.
Rex Flow. Now, this was a shock to me, right? Because
Uh
I
huh.
did not think that the alien was going to shoot him. I thought he would,
Oh, you
like,
mean the Lizard Man, right? Yeah.
yes, I had no idea. I honestly thought that maybe a Cecil's team would like come in, like another like B team that he has, like, in the cut somewhere, that
Right.
they will come in and rescue him. But he got shot right in the head. I was
He
like, oh,
ate that. He ate that shit, though.
he
Right.
did
I mean,
after a while.
yeah.
He was presumed dead. Then suddenly he's, twitching and moving around. He gets up
Mhm.
and he starts kicking the dude's ass. And I said, hold on, wow, he's really got some
Yeah, he had some fight. Let me tell you something real quick. There's a few things I do want to analyze the situation. So I get that he's a superhero, but still, he took a bullet to the head. So
yes.
and he lived. But as you were saying that, and I saw this twice. I thought this episode was great. Just to jump right ahead, but I felt like even God didn't want to have to deal with him. He said, "No, no, 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 no. I'd rather you just stay on Earth for a time being." That's what I got out of that. But to get your
Facts.
ass kicked by somebody, he have only one hand, and I had to watch this back because I said on Twitter that getting your ass kicked by someone who got his hand shot off, but I forgot that he got his hand eaten off.
Hmm.
But to see
Hmm.
him beat this
Thank you.
guy with one hand and just he's holding him with this hand, and you use another hand, and you're getting your ass kicked with the bone, just
Yes.
Rex looks. This was one of Rex's better scenes, if you ask me.
I
Yeah, the
think
fact
he's
that he was beating
Wolverine.
him with the nub, man. He was beating him with the bones and the
The
nub.
no, he was like this.
Yep. That
Bleeding
was
out.
crazy because he should have. He's been losing blood since the last episode, so
Yes.
he should have
So
been
he must have
done.
something else with
Like
his powers. There's no way that you
he's
can
like
survive being shot in
I
the head.
think he's like a Wolverine. Like he got
Yeah, it
probably
has
got to
to
have some
be.
kind of healing powers because that was
So you think
crazy.
of the healing factor?
Yeah, like a Wolverine type because that was just too much.
Okay, yeah, okay. I can
I
see
can see
that.
that, and he's slowly starting to realize that, grow
Hmm.
into
Hmm.
that power then. Because I just thought that was weird. I thought what you were saying was interesting. I thought that he would survive. I think we all said that last week. But to take the bullet, I said, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this team
Hmm.
wasn't here. And I mean, just jump a little bit ahead, jump a little bit on the scene. Not only did he live, but our girl, our
Yeah,
favorite
Shrink Ray. Yeah,
Rick
she's
Ray.
alive too. Who would have thought, right? I thought she was done
I
for.
thought, oh my god, this guy clearly doesn't chew his food. That's what I
No.
got out of it. He doesn't chew his food. Like I think he takes two chews and then swallows.
Yeah, he bit his own tongue, and that was the blood that came out. It was all performative, all a lie. But
Right,
Facts. I thought she was
right.
dead. I really thought
We
she was.
all
He
did.
popped out a
yeah,
bubble and everything. Like,
exactly. It was some
like
BS. He was trying to intimidate him.
Right.
But
I'm not gonna lie, I was happy when she came out. I like the Ant-Man people.
yeah. But unfortunately,
Ah,
Duplicate's death was very much true.
real. Oh,
So she did not survive. So
I
much so
guess you
that
could say immortal is Cateless.
what what I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm proud of it.
But so back on the other planet, they pretty much was able to use that weapon to kind of phase the star sucker aliens. But
The James Gunn's the James Gunn's,
exactly, Star
yeah.
Road or whatever. But unfortunately, two got in and got to Adam, Eve, and Robot. But luckily, the little bomb thing had a little extra juice, and Invincible and Immortal were able to, get those last two out of their companions, right?
Right.
But as they saved the day, the true aliens of the planet, they say, "Yeah, thank you, all hell to you guys." But the betrayer,
Yeah, he has to stay.
Yeah, he has to stay. And Mark was like, "Okay, yeah, what's the price here? Like, what happens if he stays? He dies."
I love this because Mark, he goes, "Understood. Let's get the hell out of here." And all of them were out there. I love this scene. This was actually great. I did want to touch real quick. I did like a little bit of Mark and Immortal working together. They actually showed. I was on Twitter, and someone said, "Oh, I like when they have actually take stuff from the comics and put it on air." And you actually get that in the comics where Mark takes whatever that bomb is from him and says, like, I'm fast, I'm stronger. Just let me in, coach. And I just thought that was cool because Immortal and him, I think it was episode 1 of this season or 2. He's like, "I'm going to keep my eye on you. I don't trust you."
Yeah.
But he earned his trust just in this scene alone. I think so.
You see that Immortal still very much has that distrust,
Right.
because later in the episode, when there's this, sense of, someone's like cradling towards Earth or whatever, right? He goes up and it's Alan, and I knew it was about to be my boy Alan. And he starts trying to fight Alan, and Alan's just this cool dude. I'm like, bro, what's going on? It's the PTSD.
But it's honestly,
the longer you're alive, the more you realize that people ain't shit. This is what this TV show is telling me. Because all the people who've been around for forever and a day, they don't care about these folks. Humankind is trash. They know it. You heard it here first.
So what you're saying is that we should be a little bit kinder to people who are 89 years old because they know.
Yeah, they know. They know that people are trash.
They probably look at us and go like, you'll learn one day.
You'll learn that these people ain't shit. But Alan is a real cool guy. Immortal was, after the funeral of Kate, Duplicate, he was crying and everything else, which is odd because he's been around for so long. He's seen so many people die, and it made me think, okay, well, what is the difference here? Like, why is this one hitting him so hard between him and Duplicate? Especially considering I don't feel like they've been together like for that long for it to be like this deep connection. You know what I'm saying?
But that's an interesting point. Now, I don't know the longevity of their relationship, but I don't think longevity equals closeness, if that makes sense. There was probably something, because that's a fair point when you say, well, I mean, this guy was one of the visions that they showed in the last season was that he was there for Abraham Lincoln's death.
Right.
So I mean, he's seen some shit.
Exactly.
But also, I do want to say that Immortal can go to hell because racism did happen. I didn't see you try to do anything, so you can go to hell, Immortal. But I don't know what it was, but maybe there was something. There was a language there that the two of them had that he understood that maybe prior mates didn't speak to him in that same manner.
Okay.
I'm just assuming. Did you hear him?
Being on Earth, he's never met someone who's lived for a long time. He's never met someone who was able to have, multiple deaths. I don't know. That part is just like, I can't suspend my disbelief that much.
Sure.
But, it is what it is. That's what they wrote
in. Personally, I think it's as simple as it was a specific vibe. You could deal with a set of twins. One's got a different vibe than the other. You know what I mean? So like, I think it's just from all the people throughout his entire life, that's the person that he vibed with the most. And I think it's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
So
And
like
like,
pretty much what you're saying is he might have dealt with all these other women, but they wasn't in the same atmosphere like him, talking about his mental, and maybe she could, because something that he said, I thought this as we're having this conversation, I think about when he was like, she was a warrior. Like you don't say that so much. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I
mhm.
just think that I think there was there was a really deep connection, or at least, or maybe the duplicate sex was just fantastic. I don't know.
Maybe it was. Maybe it
Maybe it
was.
was.
She put it on him. He
Oh
couldn't
yeah, man.
forget.
Yeah.
Now he's like, how would I live without you?
How about it without the coup?
How can
That's
I?
what he really wanted to
I
say.
mean, and also too, I thought it was ridiculous. Now, look, I don't know what they were doing before when her body would die with the duplicates, but when I saw all those bodies in the, I don't know what they had them, because when they were injured, Rex is having surgery. They're
Mhm.
having surgery to make sure his brain is intact. And also shrink ray, which I thought was hilarious. They look like they just put her in a box. That's why
Uh-huh.
I will forever say, don't give me that superpower, because that is just no.
Trash.
That
Trash.
thank you.
Mhm.
Huh.
But they have
You
her,
can easily be a fly at the wall in any conversation.
and you
You
could
know the
also be
amount
the
of team.
fly's male.
You know
You
the
could
Ooh.
be the
team
fly's
you
male.
get. You
Who
know
the
the
hell
team
wants to
you
be
get
the
on
fly?
that.
You just ruined your
You
own
gonna be the
argument.
fly on the wall. You gonna be the fly on the wall and learn everything, right?
Yeah,
I
all
hear
When
right.
you,
you
Vic.
press a button,
I hear
when
you,
you
Vic.
press a button, well, hold up, listen. First of
Go
all,
ahead. Go
how
ahead.
how
Go
you
ahead.
how you press a button and move an entire building? You know what I'm saying? How you press a button and then all of a sudden go from a Hot Wheels to a big ass car? Come on now, that power is the
Trash.
best.
Trash.
That power is the best. You know what I would do
Who
with
wants to be
space?
the
Oh
fly
my
and
god!
get smushed? No
No,
thanks.
If you
screw
press
that.
a button and turn into a giant, as soon
No,
as you
see,
get smushed, you
I'm
just
not
had
gonna
bad
hold you.
timing. That's all the
When
girl
Vic,
had. She just had
and
bad
listen,
timing.
when Vic started this conversation, said you could be a fly. I immediately said you can also be that fly's dinner. Because you're this big. The fly person, oh, what the hell is this? And it's like, no,
Right,
don't
the
not.
spider all against the wall. You're the fly, and the spider in the corner just ate you.
Anyone
Congratulations.
remember that
That was
movie?
And then you
That
press
trash.
that
movie, it was
button.
called The Fly. Yeah.
You press that button, and then that spider turned into rain.
So we
Straight
know
up.
what Vic is.
Ooh.
I
That's
know
it.
what Vic is trying to do when he goes into enough money. He's going to build a shrink
And
ray.
listen,
Yes.
it's all about being a grower, not a shower. So
Okay.
I guess so. But
Love
no,
it.
there was something that I wanted to point out. If I was seeing what we were talking about just a couple seconds
Was it
ago.
the one where they were in the hospital?
Was it the one we were in the hospital? Oh no, I was talking to one of my coworkers about something that didn't make sense to me, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Girl, it'll come to me later. But back to Debbie. Debbie is embracing, motherhood again. She's given the alien baby a name. She's calling him Oliver. He's learning how to speak and all of that. And Cecil comes by and was like, "Look, you need to let us have this baby. We got a facility just for them babies with the powers. What's up? You know you don't want this bastard kid in your house." And she
first of all, where are the
Pretty
powers?
much.
Where are the powers?
You gotta give it time. Who you talking about for Purple
The
Rain?
baby. Where is
yes,
Oliver's powers? Cecil's talking
I
about
feel like
all
they've
the
been up to me
babies with
that.
powers. Where are the powers?
he
I
about to
mean,
grow up
he
to be
got to. He's
the
gonna
Purple
grow
Hulk.
into.
Happy to Purple Hulk from What If?
I'm just saying, Cecil coming over here talking all that shit.
That's true.
And what powers are you
His
speaking of?
only power so far is that he's purple. That's
That's
it.
it.
But
Yeah.
you don't want him to
That
get his powers for a long time, so maybe he won't even get his powers until he's like more
I
mature.
think.
Even
I
though I
mean,
do
you gotta
love his
remember too. He's still growing. So what is he? He's supposed to be what? Let's say 3-4 years old. I would say roughly.
four is
Give it.
slow.
Give it.
Four pushes it.
I mean, he looks like. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're feeding that kid, but one of the things I said, that kid is just getting way too fat for me. Um,
Oh
No,
no.
I'm
but he's gonna
sorry.
grow
This.
fast. That's the thing. He's gonna grow fast, right? So
Mhm.
he
I
could
really. I
literally
think it
be a
seems like he's gonna
teenager
grow
by
fat.
next year. No, fast. He could be a
Oh,
teenager by
should
next
take
year.
the S.
But we
Put
don't
the
we
S
don't know that
behind that T.
because his mother
Fats.
because his mother is a bug that lives short.
But his mama is kind of skinny. He's a little chunky baby, but could
See?
you
Thank
because
you.
he's a baby.
Oh, that baby
I'm
too
not
damn
fat
fat.
shaming no little baby now.
I'm not fat shaming him, but the
We
kid's
love a
fat.
little chunky baby. But yeah,
like a
he's
chunky
calling
kid in
Debbie
shape.
mom and everything else, mama and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's
And
adorable,
she's
actually.
like, no, your mom is on another planet far, far
She's
away.
probably dead.
Yeah, probably. More than likely, yeah. But Cecil doesn't take no for an answer. He starts sending her, nannies that are like under his thumb. And she says, she's like, I'm not having no damn spy in my house, like throwing them out, right? And yeah, I guess she's trying to return to work. So she's like, look, I need a babysitter here in the meantime, in between time. And there's this one babysitter that comes in. She comes to her door and say, hey, yeah, I'm just to be, forthcoming. Cecil did send me here, but, you'll be the boss. And, what you decide is what you decide. And I guess that can be appealing. For me, I still wouldn't have had a chick in my house. Like, you already admitted that you're working with Cecil. I specifically has been kicking people out for that very reason. But clearly she's going to be okay with it. She's like, yeah, she's feeling the vibe of this one particular nanny. So it seems like, I think her name is Sarah.
She needs, I think they figured out a compromise. She needs the help.
Okay.
If she's going to take this on, she definitely needs the help. And I think that's a good compromise because, and I think it was smart of her to be like, listen, I know everything. Let me help you. You're the boss. You told me what to do. Even though she knows that if something goes down, that boss title is going out the fucking window.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So it would seem that she's going to move forward with that particular nanny. Mark and Amber are not in a good place. They feel disconnected. They try to reconnect, and they're saying this feels like a first date. It's awkward because it's like there's been so much distance between them. And so much so that Amber confides into Adam Eve, and Mark confides into, Gamby, who made the suit. And I thought it was interesting. Like, usually I watch the show on my laptop, but today I watched it on my phone. And the voice of Gamby in the show is, what's his name?
It's Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
It's Hamilton.
Luke Skywalker.
Yep, Luke Skywalker. It's funny because I watch it on my phone too, and it has this really cool feature where you can see who the voice actors are on that scene, or even the music, because they do have some really cool music on here. But when I saw it, oh my God, my English teacher is somewhere sitting there saying, "You idiot!" But when I saw it, I was like, "Oh snap, that's Joker. That's good for him. He's still doing voice work. I'm assuming he's in his 60s or something like that. I mean, I know he's older." Iconic indeed.
And not only that, the girl from Community, apparently, the blonde girl from Community, she voices Adam Eve. So I thought that was interesting. But they were pretty much confiding in these other characters about their relationship with each other, saying, yeah, Amber's feeling like, okay, they're distant, and she feels selfish for wanting more time with him because he's invincible. And Invincible, Mark feels upset because he knows he can't dedicate the time that she needs because he has all of these obligations, and he knows how that feels because that's how his father would treat his mother and himself when he was younger. So it's just really complicated, right? I, for one, am rooting for the breakup. Like, I feel like they don't need to be together. Amber needs to spread her wings. Mark need to figure out what's going on with his whole thing over there. So I'm hoping that they have an amicable breakup. But, maybe back together in the future, even though I know he ends up with Adam. But still.
I did want to ask a follow-up question because you said, she should spread her wings. I don't think she can fly.
Not yet, because Mark is holding her down. That's why he's holding her back.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that you said I'm not letting that slide. I'm gonna say something. Good job.
I'm gonna say something.
But I do see the breakup happening. I do hope as well that they can still be friends. Like, I don't think you have to have this ugly, nasty breakup, and then she becomes a super villain in like season 3.
Yeah, because
I don't think we have to.
There's no cheating. There's no lying.
Yeah, and you can see that this is just.
She's Lana Lane.
Oh, okay, yeah, she's his Lana.
So
And
when we're
She's
saying
Adam,
Lana, we're talking about Superman and Superman and Lois
she,
Lana because
yeah,
she's gonna be Superman's ex.
yeah, the
Like, look,
first girlfriend.
she's holding him back because he's worried about her all the time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's an obligation for him, and he's an obligation for her. She has to be understanding about everything, and
Mhm.
he has to like basically worry about her and give her time and do all of these things. And she can't ask for it because she doesn't want to feel like an asshole, and he
Mhm.
can't like impose because he doesn't want to come across as an asshole either. So
Mhm.
it's best for him to end up with Adam Eve because they're the same. I mean, mind you, unlike Superman, these people are not under cloaks. They're not under hidden identities. They're not like pretending to be somebody else. You know what I mean? It's not like Lois is helping him keep his secrets and all of this other shit. Like,
Well,
dude,
Mark still
everybody
does
knows
have
who you are.
that secret identity thing. Like outside of his crew, people don't know he's invincible. But for the other folks, I think maybe they're kind of like out and about. As far as like Rexplode and them, like I feel
Mm.
as if people know who they are.
I think a
But
small, yeah, small like his mom, hit obviously Amber, and I forgot what the friend's name is.
Mark,
I mean,
And
right?
my
yeah,
whole thing
well, no,
is
Mark
just
is
that,
Mark,
like,
but I'm talking about his friend. I forget his name, the blonde hair guy.
well, no, but just
I
it's
forget.
just the
Mhm.
thing about it is just that he does a very bad job of hiding it because clearly the girlfriend knew. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true. Yeah.
she's in a position where this whole thing is it just separates them. His powers are always going to separate them,
Hmm.
and I think this definitely shows that. And they should just kill her off already because if they break up,
Oh
she's
my
going to be
God,
dead.
I wouldn't kill her off.
Not
Oh
the
my goodness.
disposable black girlfriend trope. No, we will not be
No,
doing
I don't
that
mean
here.
literally. I don't mean literally kill her. I just mean take her off the show because give her
No.
the hold up. What's that girl name from Family Matters that never showed up? What's the
Oh,
little
the
black
little
girl
girl,
that
the
was
little one.
yeah, the
Yeah,
one that was in Family Matters that nobody knew what her name was. I think it was
I
Judy
have no
something.
idea, but I think I know who
I
you're
just called a background noise.
Yeah, there you
I don't
go.
remember her name.
That's what's gonna happen to her now because she's not gonna be part of the story. She can shoot fly now. Goodbye.
I
I
mean,
hope not. I
not
hope
for
not.
nothing though. I mean, I feel like these last two episodes, and I mean, I think C was pointing out. I mean, yeah, I think it's obvious that we can see that Mark is going to be in some kind of relationship with Adam Eve, and
Mhm.
It
I mean, just
should
from the,
make sense.
yeah, I agree. No, that it makes total sense. She understands what he's going through.
I guess, y'all. I guess, but I just hope that they don't have it where someone cheats on the other to villainize the
Yeah,
other and
I wouldn't.
to justify
Although,
the
if I could,
violence.
you
Nah,
say
that'll mess
that.
up Mark.
I'm, I hope they're not, but part of me was kind of thinking because there's a scene where she wants to text him, "I'll miss him," but maybe she was just trying to be like, "Ah, let me just leave him alone."
Mhm.
She's at party, and I mean, this is not my scene, but back kids, bunch of kids, they're drinking, they're in a lounge. I mean, things happen. So I hope
You
not
never been
either,
to a
but
house
I'm
party?
leaning, huh?
We'll
You
see
ever been
where
to a house
things
party?
go. But also his
No,
friend,
it's
Mark's
beneath
friend,
me.
it's escaping me his name too. His little boo thing is back. You know, the one, the
Yeah,
cyborg boy.
I
He's
just called him football because
Yeah,
he's
him
just
exactly.
masterfully
All
ripped.
Mr. All
Yeah.
American. He's doesn't remember a lot of things, so they had to do so much work on him that he barely remembers anything. But he's alive. He's back. So we're happy to see that. Um, what else happens is significant in this episode?
I mean,
Um,
I feel like you hit all the points. I think we should get back to Alan because Alan had a good part in here, right? I mean, the spot with him going on Earth and Seth Rogen voicing. I just feel like he always, they just give him a headset and he just does his magic. Because
uh-huh.
Yeah.
when he did Donkey Kong last year, I mean, I literally said, I hope in the next Mario game they just have Seth Rogen voice Donkey
Yeah,
Kong.
he did a great job.
But I did like this scene. Him and Immortal had a face off, and I'm laughing because Alan and you was nailing it on the head earlier. Like Alan was like, "Yo, dog, like I could end you, I could destroy
Mhm.
you, but I'm not
He's a
going
big
to
guy.
do that." And he got bigger, And not for nothing, I laughed at this guy. I said, "This is Lily Immortal's thing, where he just flies out of nowhere and just wants to fight. Like this is how he got his ass kicked against Omni Man in the last season.
Yeah.
He said, "Omni
Mhm.
Man, I'll kill you." No plan at all.
Mhm.
And he kept telling
Mhm.
Alan, and I love this spot right here when he tells Alan, "I'll kill you." He said, "We just
Yeah.
met."
Yeah.
What? I just thought that was hilarious because, like, how do you respond to
Man.
that? Like, you want to kill me? I
Uh-huh.
don't even know you, dog.
Right. We don't
I,
even know each
Yeah.
other's name, right? What's
and
up?
they're fighting,
The
and
sarcasm is real.
Invincible break it up. But
It's all
I
that
thought it was
trauma, man, all that years of trauma just building up on him. But there is one thing that we didn't
Oh,
discuss
sure.
was the astronaut. He's returned home to Earth from the alien planet after months of being used as kind of like a vessel for these star aliens, right? For whatever reason, they let him go back home, right? And he's cleaning up the place. He starts coughing. They say he's throwing up, and he threw up a goddamn starfish alien, and that shit came
Oh,
right out and got him again. He's under control of the starfish alien, and they are on Earth now. So it's
that's wild.
wow, because they can easily take over planet Earth with
Y-
the power sets that they have. What did you
hmm
guys think about that?
I'm glad that you
oh,
broke
that
that
was
down because I didn't. Oh, go ahead, Vic.
hardcore
I'm sorry.
foreshadowing. No, well, no, just hardcore foreshadowing. Like that's just bringing you into the next episode. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like by episode 10, they're gonna engulf the planet or something. So this is
Mm-hmm,
gonna be drama. So
mm-hmm,
Invincible
mm-hmm.
and Amber need to break up by next episode because you know, like there's ain't
Ah,
gonna be no room for her. Ain't gonna be no room for her with all these little aliens and running around. Right.
uh-huh,
So
uh-huh.
yeah.
I love. I just want Vic to have his own like show on UPR talk, couch talk with Vic. Yeah, you know that Amber girl. Let's just get rid of her.
Yeah, uh-huh. She
Let's
got
just,
it.
let's go.
What?
Get
You're
out of
creepy.
here.
You're
Uh,
weird. Get out.
Yeah, just bring him in the room. Just bring him in the room and then tell him get out. Never see him again. I can't. I can't even stand Vic. What I want to say about the scene. I'm glad that you actually broke that down because I didn't understand where that star came from. I remember when I saw it, I said, "Was that in the sink the whole time?" First off, when he threw up in the sink, I said, "Ew, that's the worst place to be
Yeah.
throwing up at." But then I was like, "Was that there the whole time?" So I didn't even put that two and two together. I'm glad that you said that because now it makes sense
Yeah.
where that
And
starfish come from.
I thought honestly when he threw up in the sink, I thought that the starfish thing was going to go into the drain and like, into the water system or something. But no, they just pop right back out on his face.
Honestly,
Yep.
honestly, I think that's for the best.
Uh, hey,
I
thanks
want
for
to say,
watching.
what a parasite. Hey, I know that Harrison fella.
But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. I'm so mad I cannot think of that thing that me and my coworker were talking about because it was like, what is going on? Oh, and also Mark finds more or not was given more of his father's books, not the travel books, but his
Right.
fictional writings. And he was hypothesizing that these are actual real life events, and he's giving clues as to how to defeat Viltrum, right? The people of Viltrum, the Viltrumites.
There we go.
Um,
Well, yeah, I
oh,
mean that makes sense because that was all
You
his
got it?
father's travels. His dad is a
yeah,
Rolling Stone. That's
uh
his
huh,
father's travels. That's like a player's little black book or like a player's journal that would just
uh
write
huh.
down every encounter he ever had. That's what it
Hmm.
is. I thought that was genius, to be honest with you, because all of that is basically real. All of that is
Hmm.
just his tales from the past. And I want
Hmm.
them to dive deeper into those books.
Ooh,
You was gonna
man.
say something because you said it sounded like you remembered what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but I got a feeling it's about those books. Is it about those books?
no, it's not about the books. I lost it again. Well, I don't know what
Oh,
to tell you guys. It's gone.
wow.
Memory ain't what it
You
used
you
to
too
be.
young to be having senior moments.
The memory ain't what it used to
Honestly, no,
Sure,
not
you
for
got
nothing.
gray hair
See,
yet. What you doing?
when she was talking about those people who've been living on this planet for too long and sitting there saying, "Yep, you'll understand." See, is sitting there saying, "I'm with them.
Uh-huh,
I get it.
exactly.
I
I've
get
Yeah.
been
it."
there.
I do. The books. I feel like they are going to be touched a little bit more, and I thought that too when I saw this. There was something that they mentioned. They said it was something. It was called like it was like the Infinity Gun or something like that. And I was like, and obviously that they take a lot of stuff from Marvel and DC. I immediately
Mm.
thought of when they did that. I thought about what Galactus. I forget it's called the Null Nullifier or something like that. It's some big fucking. Oh, I don't think we can curse it. Some big freaking thing, and and like it's supposed to take out Galactus. So when I saw this big gun, I immediately thought, oh, that's probably the thing that they use for Galactus. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see how these books come into play. And I think we should talk about even at the end, or where we see Ani Man who kept telling Mark, read my. I don't know why I just thought that was hilarious. Mark, read my
Mom,
books.
read my
Mark,
books.
read my books. No one else will read them. Even his
Right,
boys
yeah,
said
not
like.
even Danby.
Gamby was even like, I ain't read
Facts.
those damn things. I got
Yeah,
things. I got
I
suits
told
to
him that
make.
as
You want me to
well.
Yeah,
read a book? You think I
yeah,
care
I
Hmm.
about
remember.
you on?
I remember what
You
it
got it?
was.
Go. Let's go. Because
Yes, I got it. So
let's go.
no, duplicate. It was about duplicate and
There we
her
go.
power set. Because out of all of the people who survived, she should have been the most likely one to survive because she can, duplicate herself. And I'm thinking, how come it isn't a thing where she just automatically, whenever fights break out, she automatically creates a version of herself that leaves the fights? Because all she needs is one to be alive in order to, like, continue her life, right? So
Sure.
I'm like, why would you send every version that you create into the fucking battle? You need to create always an extra one before the fight to have out on the beach somewhere, out in Maui, out in like Miami somewhere, living a life. So in case you do die, you got that one in the cut, and then you're good to go. Like, I don't understand. Like, why put all of your eggs in one basket if this is your power set? I'd have somebody in every continent just in case. All
That's a
four of them.
fair. That is such a good question. And the only thing I got going into this, so when I'm looking back at the fight, I usually don't pay attention to this, but I see that each duplicate has a number. I
Mhm.
think if duplicate one, which is the real one, once that one goes, they all go down. It's almost like if you chop the head of the snake. So
Are you sure? I thought they
I
can.
don't know. I don't know. We might see duplicate again, but I am under the
Um,
impression that if you take out because each one had a number. One had
Mhm.
one had two, one had 14 or something like that. And I think
But could it
if
be that there's so many that they forget, kind of like the twins, the Hulk twins,
that
and they
could be
don't
a
know
thing
who
too.
the original one was?
Right,
but
that
wait a
could be a
minute,
thing
wait a minute.
too.
How
Well,
far
I
can
you
they
know
be from each other? Because it could be like a
that's another
Bluetooth
good one.
connection. It could be like a
But either
Bluetooth
way,
where,
even
like,
if
if
it's
you
not
get too
that
far,
far,
it disconnect.
at
I mean,
least
if
in
you get
another
too
room,
far,
somewhere outside of the battle. She needs to have one version that's not in the battle that she's in right now for her life. Not in the battle of your life. You
mm,
need to have one in the next room, hiding out at least. Just like, a plan B.
Well, also to be fair too, you're saying fight of your life, right? They didn't take this fight seriously. I don't think she expected to get
facts.
killed
That's
by
Yeah,
true.
by lizard
You
by
never know.
lizard
yeah,
man and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She
So
definitely
Mhm.
didn't
I mean, I think
expect.
we were all cause listen. I think we could all say that last episode we were all surprised that
Mhm.
these guys were giving them the beat down.
But you never know. Whenever the fight break out, just have it in the back pocket over there somewhere.
Have it in the
Right.
back pocket, baby.
Wild
Right there.
card.
I
But yeah,
mean,
that was it. That was the episode.
she
These
treated it like
last
a
two episodes
$20
have been really
stash.
good. I feel like the second half of the season is really good. I like it a little bit more than the first half. One of my favorite episodes from the first half was the Allen episode. These two episodes have really been just like shocking, not just because of the deaths, but because of like everything that's unfolding. We do get to see Omni Man in this episode, and they talk about how the humans have transformed his mindset and made him weak and yada yada yada, and all of
Mm.
the other worlds that he conquered, which of course you know what that means. He conquered and he procreated. So Mark has an older brother, sister, somebody out there has to be. But yeah, anyway, that was the episode. Let us know if you like the video, please like the video and join us next week for some more after shows. We're talking about Superman and Lois season 3. And we are, of course, going to be talking about the next episode of Invincible when it's released next Thursday. So join us then and see you later. Goodbye.
Bye, folks.